Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, we have come to the second session of biotechnology seminar. In the second session, we will have an amazing speaker. Her name is Safa Namira. Miss Safa will talk about plant tissue culture. Well, no time to waste, so everyone, please welcome and give applause to Miss Safa Namira. Okay, Miss Safa, you may start from now.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Miss Lilith, for the opportunity, and also thank you, Miss Agnia, for moderating me in the sessions. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Could you see my screen clearly?
Yes, Miss Safa.
Okay, so first of all, here I would like to explain a little bit information about plant tissue culture. So what is plant tissue culture? Anyone ever heard about plant tissue culture? Maybe some of you ever heard it somewhere. So the definition of plant tissue culture is it is the in vitro culture of plant which lead to the cell multiplications or regenerations of organs or whole plants. It is the in vitro process, which means the process is happening outside the body of the living plants. And this method is currently starting to be used in 1950s to fulfill the demanding crops that cannot be fulfilled by using the conventional method. And for the type, there are 6 types of plant tissue culture, which basically differentiate based on the origin of the tissue of the plant. So the first one is the seed culture, which is coming from the seed of the plant. And the second one is embryo culture, which is coming from the mature embryo and immature embryo. The mature one is coming from the ripe seeds. Meanwhile, the other one, the immature one, is coming from the unripe seed. And the next one is the callus culture, which comes from the undifferentiated cells of the plant. And the next one is organ culture, which means it can come from many organs, from any organs of the plants, starting from the flower and the leaves, and also the shoot and the roots. And the next one is protoplast culture. It is from the next cell of plants, which come from the cell wall. And the last one is anther culture, which come from the main male reproduction organ, in which this organ can produce and also store the pollen of the plant. The next one is the process. So basically, this one is the most simple process of the plant tissue culture. The first one is the tissue sample are scraped from the parent plant. So this tissue can be obtained from the seeds, embryo, callus, organ, protoplast, and also anther. This tissue is then placed in the medium, which is the agar, containing the nutrients and also the auxins, in which it will help the plants to do the cell division and also do the cell multiplications. And the next one is the samples then develop into the tiny plantlets, and then the plantlets will then move into the compost, so then it will grow into the well-advanced plants. Last but not least is the example of the products. So the plant tissue culture are usually be done to produce the food plants, such as the apple, tomato, and banana, and also to do the orchid farming, since it will help the orchid to grow exponentially. Maybe that's all I can explain about this plant tissue culture. And now I'm giving it back to you, Miss Agnia. Thank you very much.
Okay, Miss Safa, thank you for such a great explanation. Such an interesting topic. So now we have come to the question and answer session. The Q&A session will be divided into 2 sessions. In the first session, there will be up to 3 questions. So anyone who want to ask right now can raise their hand. Okay, we already got 4 people, but first, Miss Fania, you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you Agnia for the opportunity, and thank you also Ms. Safa for explaining the plant tissue culture so clearly. But I want to ask, in plant tissue culture, what are the nutrients that are needed for the plant tissue culture? I think that's my question. Can you get it?
Yes, Ms. Fania, clearly, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Fania, thank you for the question. For Miss Safa, do you want to keep the question or do you want to answer directly?
Maybe I would like to keep it first.
Okay. Then next is Miss Arlieza. You may ask the question.
All right, thank you, Ms. Agnia, for the opportunity. And also thank you, Ms. Safa, for your amazing presentation. I would like to ask, since you already explained about the definition and also the process and the examples too, I am curious, so what are the requirements to do plant tissue culture? So that's my question, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Arlieza. Now, for the last question for this session is Miss Valinsa. Please ask the question.
All right, thank you, Miss Alina, for the opportunity, and Miss Alpha for the great presentation. But I want to ask something. So, do tissue culture plants better than the conventional plants? So that's my question. You get it?
Yes, Ms. Valencia, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Safa, now I will give you about 2 minutes for searching the answer. I mean, for compose the answer for the question. If you already got the answer, you may start anytime.
Ms. Agnia, may I start to answer the questions?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so the first question is come from Ms. Fania. First of all, I would like to thank you, Ms. Fania, for the questions. The question is, what are the nutrients needed for the plant tissue culture? So the first one is the macronutrients. So, and this includes the elements like nitrogen, phosphor, potassium, calcium, sulfur, and it is required for proper growth and morphogenesis, or for the origin and the development for the plant form and structure. And the next one is the micronutrients, such as iron, mangan, and then zinc, and etc., which are also crucial for the growth of the tissue. And the next one is the carbon, or the energy source. And it is such as the sucrose. It is the most widely used carbon source among the carbohydrates that serve to provide carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And also the vitamins, such as the amino acids and other inorganic salts. And also we need auxins, as I already stated before. It is help the cell to do the division and multiplication. Can you get the answer, Miss Fania?
Yes, Ms. Safa, thank you so much. It's so clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I will go to the next questions. It is from Miss Fazla. First of all, thank you for the question, Miss Fazla. So the question is, what are the requirements to do plant tissue culture? So the first requirement is it is the aseptic condition. So everything should be sterilized first. There should be not contaminations from other things, so that the plant tissue culture could do better. And then the second one is the aerations. So the proper aerations of the tissue in the culture medium is essential. Moreover, the one that is used, the liquid medium, it requires a special device for aerations. And then the third one is the equipment, such as glasswares for the tissue culture should be made of borosilicate glass or Pyrex glass, because the soda glass may hamper the growth of the tissue. And the last one is the nutrient medium. Is it answering your question, Ms. Fazla?
Yes, Ms. Safa, thank you. It's clear now.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fazla. Okay, now go to the last questions coming from Ms. Valenza. Thank you, Ms. Valenza, for the questions. The question is, do tissue culture plants better than the conventional plants? Well, actually, as the tissue culture plants are uniform and it is very fast to grow, it is vigorous, and the plantlets are disease-free. If the proper cultivation practices are properly followed, the total yield is expected to be better compared to the conventional plants. Other than that, the plantlets is actually disease-free, but when the plants is growing up, the plants is going to be advanced well, it will be less resilient to the disease. So actually, if you are concerning in the quantity, the plant tissue culture is better, but if you are concerning in the quality, the conventional plants may be better. Is it answering your questions?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you, Ms. Safa.
Thank you, Ms. Valenza. Now I'm giving it back to you again, Ms. Agnia.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Safa. Now we have come into the second session. For the second session, we will have up to 2 questions. So anyone wants to ask question, please raise your hand. Okay, I already have Miss Salma already raised her hand. So Miss Salma, please go ahead for us.
Thank you, Miss Anya, and thank you also for Miss Safa. So I want to ask, what are the advantages and disadvantages of plant tissue culture? That is my question, clear?
Yes, clear, Miss Salma. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miss Salma. And last, we have Miss Anisha. Okay, Miss Anisha, you may ask the question.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Agna, for the opportunity, and also thank you, Mrs. Safa, for your great explanation. I want to ask, how fast a plant culture tissue produce a new plant? Did you get my question?
Yes, Miss Anisha, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Miss Safa, I will give you 1 minute.
Okay, Miss Agnia, I would like to answer.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Safa.
Okay, so the first question in the second session is coming from Miss Salma. Thank you for the questions. And the questions is, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of plant tissue culture? So from what I found here, the advantages of the plant tissue culture is, the first is the new plantlets can be grown in a short amount of time. So the plant in the plant tissue culture are very vigorous in breeding. And the second one is, only a small amount of initial plant tissue is required. As we know here, the tissue is only taken a little to do the plant tissue culture. And the third one is, the new plantlets and plants are more likely to be free of viruses and diseases in the very tiny plantlets. And the next one is, the process is not dependent on the season and can be done throughout the year, unlike the conventional plants that is really affected by the season. And the next one is, you need only a relatively small space to perform the process. And on the larger scale, the tissue culture process helps to supply the consumer market with new subspecies and variety. And the last one is people looking to cultivate challenging plants, such as specific breeds of orchids or maybe specific breeds of another plants, are found to be more success with the tissue culture process rather than using the conventional soil. And the next one is about the disadvantages. So the first is tissue culture can require more labor and cost more money because we need a specific equipment and also we need specific nutrient. And the next one is there is a chance that the propagated plants will be less resilient to the diseases due to the type of environment they are grown in. As I already explained before, the grown plants could be less resilient to the disease. And the next one is bad quality of materials could lead to the new plants being infected. So the materials in making the plant tissue culture is really affecting how is the plant are going to be in the future. And the last one is while the success rate is high, if the correct procedures are followed, success with the tissue culture is not a guarantee. There is still a chance that the process triggers a secondary metabolic chemical reactions and the new plants or cells growth get stunted or even die off. Maybe that's all I can explain. Miss Salma, is it answering your questions?
Yes, Miss Safa, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Salma. Okay, now I'm going to the last questions from Miss Anisha. So the question is, how fast is plant culture tissue produce new plants? First of all, thank you, Miss Anisha, for the questions. And from what I've read, the new plants could be produced. It depends on the species, but generally the new shoots could be developed within 2 weeks, and it could be developed well advanced in around 3 to 4 weeks. So it kind of very fast. Is it answering your question, Miss Anisha?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Anisha. Now I'm giving it back to you, Miss Agnia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Safa. Now Q&A session is already over. Thank you so much for all the audience that is curious and asking question. And thank you, Miss Safa, for giving us an insight. So now we have come to the end of our seminar today. Before ending, I want to say thank you to Miss Lilith and thanks to Miss Safa as a presenter for our second session, and to all the audience that already come here today. I hope that today's session will be benefit and will be useful for you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm sorry, I already forgot to summarize. I'm sorry, audience, I forgot to summarize the lesson. So, what is plant tissue culture? What is plant tissue culture? So, plant tissue culture is the culture that's happening outside the body. This method is started to use in 1950s. It's because due to the high demand and for the definition, these plant tissue cultures will lead to multiplication and regeneration of organs or whole plants. And the type is based on the differences of plant origins, such as seed, embryo, callus, organ, protoplast, and anther. Well, for seed is come from seed, callus is from undifferentiated cell, organ can come from any organ, protoplast comes from cell wall, and anther from main male reproduction organ. And for the process, the tissue sample is obtained or scraped from the parent plant, and then the tissue then placed in the medium, and then the sample will develop planthiads, then they will decompose. Well, and then the last is example of the use of plant tissue culture are used in food plant and orchid farming. So that's all from me. I'm sorry for the mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.